Hey everybody, welcome back to Deep North Adventures. I'm back here out on the old trusty gravel bar. Figured I'd give it a little whirl. You know, having that itch that needs to be scratched. Missing doing some prospecting, missing the warm weather. But I figure I'll spend maybe an hour or so here and we'll see what we can pan out. Alright. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing I like doing this because darn, the water is cold. About halfway through my first pan. I know the spot has gold, but there's been a lot of flooding and stuff in the past, month or two since I've been out. So who knows what we'll find. Might not find anything. Start to pull back, and I'll give you guys a look once I have it pulled back and see if there's anything good. Fingers are stinging. I'm gonna switch. Alright. Here we go. Let's see. Just trying to get all the light stuff pulled off. See a few micro flea poop sparkly bits. Let's see if I can work out this tapping it up thing with basically one hand. Not great. I need to get like a head mount strap or something for this and my GoPro. It would be nice. Yeah, let's get that out of there. Now, tell you what, give me just a minute. I'm going to do a little more tap up and see if I can get the stuff in a better way. And if there is any gold, get it all up there around the top edge. Alright, I've gotten it tapped up, so let's keep doing the wash back here. It's definitely tricky with one hand. Thought I just saw a speck go rolling down, but that might have just been a little bit of pyrite. Boy, I don't even know if the camera with the zoom on my phone will get to see this, but there definitely is. Yeah, you can see it. Like just above the glare spot there. Like right there's a tiny little speck of gold. Right there. Right on. Might be another one right there. Yeah, it looks like it. But I mean, you can see in comparison, those are like grains of black sand. And with it, you can see how tiny the stuff is. That's something floating that is not gold. Whew. Alright. Well, I would call that probably first pan a bust. So I'm gonna get one more scooped up, see what I can see, and we'll go from there. Hey guys, I wound up doing another pan over in the other spot on the old trusty gravel bar. I literally found like maybe one or two more super tiny flea poop pieces, but I decided to try out a different location. Check this out. This is what I just panned out of. One like half full unclassified pan. So got this little chewed out spot right here from the river kind of overflowing up and in and chewing away the bank. You can kind of make it out right in there. I just took like literally a couple of little, maybe 2 or 3 inch wide strips across the tip of my shovel, panned them in, or dropped them in the pan, and I don't think I even need to zoom in on that, but I'm going to. Yeah, check that bugger out. It's a pretty good sized little beast. There's nothing else in it that I saw. Well, maybe might be something there, but there's a lot of like magnetite or ironstone. Oh yeah, there's one. There's another one right there that I missed. Maybe a couple more. Nice. Well, I'm gonna classify up maybe, I don't know, half of my little mud bucket right there. It's like a 5-gallon mud bucket, so I think I'm going to classify up about a half of that thing, and just do a bunch of little sample spots throughout here. Maybe this little washout spot here. There's like a bunch of clay right at the surface, I mean right there, so I think it might be worth grabbing a scoop or two of this loose gravel and stuff that's right here, so I'm going to do that. And then we'll get it back to the house, and I think I'm gonna do the rest of the running it out and everything at the house. So I'll see you guys back there. Okay, you guys, I don't know if anybody's gonna believe me, but I can hardly believe it myself. Check this out. I'm not totally sure if it is or isn't, but it sure as hell looks like gold specimen to me. I mean, that really looks like a gold specimen to me. And that was literally just gotten right there, like right in that area. So I think I'm gonna keep scooping all that out and classifying it. This was all the stuff that was dumped from, let me zoom out a little bit. This is all the stuff that was dumped from my classifier into this before chucking it out. I pulled all the big rocks out and I've been tossing them right in there. And then all the stuff that was left in there after I was done classifying, I had the gold pan sitting right over there, and I was just dumping the leftovers into this. And yeah, so I'm gonna finish doing what I was doing, which is shoveling up this area. I don't have a whole lot left, maybe like 6 or 8 more shovels, but yeah, then I'm gonna drain the water in that and head my butt home, and I'm gonna try putting this stuff on the sluice, I think. All right, I'll get back with you guys in a bit. Hey guys, back from the river, working on doing the cleanup. I'm doing a little bit of classification here, down to 20 mesh, and I got my other little pan here with just I don't know, a few scoops worth of the stuff that I got out of the 5-gallon bucket, and I've already started doing a little bit of panning, but wanted to try to get this stuff cleaned down a bit, especially with it being all the clay in there. It's so like dense, and I would not be surprised if I wind up having a fair bit of the gold getting caught up. But after I get this all classified down like this to the 20 mesh, I have one of my flareless adventure sluices set up just in a little tub right down here that I'll be running everything through, but I wanted to get it classified down a bit before running it through that, because that dang adventure sluice thing, although it's great for stripping the stuff down, if I have anything that's over, like, I don't know, anything that's really over like 10 mesh, it just takes for freaking ever to get it to clear out, because of it having the 3 different styles, kind of like the combo mat. But still love it. Still a great little tool. It still definitely has its place and helps. But right now my speed controller is actually busted. I had the positive and negative side for my pump, or one of my pumps, touch off, and I didn't realize it for a few seconds, and it did roast the fuse, not the inline fuse, but it roasted the 30 amp fuse in the speed controller, and I replaced the fuse, but it's still not changing the voltage or changing the speed. It turns on, it lets power go through it, but it won't actuate the speed. So I got to get that figured out, or buy a new one or something like that. But we'll see. All right, I'm gonna get all this stuff cleared up and classified down, and then I'll get back with you guys here in a little bit. Don't want to just have you sitting here watching me sort through gravels. It's not really that interesting or fun. But once I start seeing some shiny and stuff, I'll get back at you guys. And I don't know if I end up seeing anything particularly cool in the 20 plus, I'll let you know also. So see you guys in a bit. Alright, you guys, I got a fair bit classified out. I've done basically about 8 of those, not filled, but probably about halfway. Classified those down and put all the classifications into a bucket like this. This one's probably about half full. I've already ran about 1/2 of a bucket's worth, just trying to get this thing tuned in and everything. I wound up having to change the pumps because they're not having the speed controller, so I switched from my 800 gallon down to my 500 gallon, and it seems to be working better. So hopefully it catches, but I do have one of the Mr. Buddy cleanup sluices coming, and also I picked up, ordered one of the new, what do you call it, the switchback cleanup sluice. I think it's that new one that Dream Mat has. So I like the look of it, and I figured what the heck, it was kind of like a mini high banker, so it might be fun. Plus having the 2 different sizes of mat, I figured it'd be a heck of a lot better for actually catching, more of the gold. This is going to take a while, obviously. As you can see, I've put, 10, 15 scoops on just since turning the camera on, and I still got that much left that I just showed you. So, yeah, it's going to take a while. So, I'll get back with you guys here in a little bit. Alright, here we go. Woohoo. Yeah, it does, for what I can see, it does look pretty well cleared out. I am getting some backflow, obviously. You can see that bit there, just because the Fargo Lizard sluice just doesn't, or sluice header just doesn't really fit it all that well, I feel like. Alright, put this up in here. Alrighty. Get this thing just a touch. There we go. And I'm actually going to turn this around this way first. Just blast some of that off like that. Alright. Alrighty. Looks like I need to put a bit of water in here. Oh, that is some nasty stuff in there, isn't it? Good grief. So I've seen these ones where these guys just take this and they kind of like fold it inside out. Yeah, alright, that does work pretty well, doesn't it? Alright, for the most part anyway. It's definitely pretty stiff, that's for sure. Well, yeah, it did something, but I don't know if I'm going to consider that completely cleaned out, because I'm definitely still seeing stuff caught up in some of the pockets there. Well, I think that's all good. Sweet. Alright. am also going to pan out my catch pan right there also, but no clay chunks that will hold on to anything. So yeah. Alright, yeah, you can see the amount of black sands there. Good grief. Alright. There's that. I got my new Dream Mat cleanup sluice in the mail, so I'm getting ready to give it its first test run with some final bits of the dirt from the river trip. I still have not much left, so not a lot, but definitely still enough that I'd like to have this thing to run it through. I've been panning it out and whatnot as much as I can as I go, but I'm definitely running into the issue where I don't think that I'm quite panning it out as well as I should be or could be, so I've been concerned that all the stuff that I've been panning out into here is actually getting lost, or a percentage of it's getting lost as far as any gold recovery goes, and my other cleanup sluice and stuff is only working correctly if I have a speed controller. Luckily this little baby, which is also a 110 hookup, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But luckily this thing has just got like a little valve dampener right on the actual sluice pump itself. Now this is one thing I didn't really see online when I tried looking these up before, but that's your pump right there. It's actually a pretty good sized pump, and this little twist valve here is the like flow control. So to the right is flow down, to the left is increasing the flow. When I first got it, I don't know if this goes for everybody, but when I first got it, it was all the way open, and I actually turned it down all the way. I'm going to turn it back up just one touch, because turning it down all the way is pretty much completely closed. So let's see here. It's got a great little bubble level here on the side also for making sure that it's not left, right, forward, backwards, whatever. It has the automatic pitch that it should have and everything, so let's give that a try. Give me just a second. I'm going to close the studio door because I got some laundry running on the other side. No, nobody wants to listen to that. I know I sure don't. Alright. And just another little shout out to Midwest Gold Fever. He sent me this awesome little Midwest Gold Fever pan, and this is I think it's a like 0.01, like a tenth of a gram, like pay dirt that I actually won on one of his lives the other day. I'm definitely looking forward to going through this, but I'm not doing it just yet. So, alright, back to it. Let's fire this little bugger up and see how it's flowing. Doesn't look bad. Now obviously the water's super dirty right now just because of the fact that I've been panning into this, so yeah, have mercy. I know you won't be able to see the gold very well, but hey, we'll be going through it on the cleanup, after I get whatever I can of this process through. Now I haven't classified any of this down. When I was doing the panning out, I had been classifying it, but there's that. I probably should, do a little classifying, but for the first couple of scoops here, I'm going to see how it does. just as is. And obviously, for anybody that hasn't ran one of these things before, that ran dirt through before, you want to make sure that all your stuff that you're putting into a sluice is wet. You don't want it going in dry. Obviously, I have plenty of jet drain here, if not a fair bit too much, just because of how bubbly it is. But hey, I'd rather have too much than too little, I guess. I'm not really seeing much bubbles in this, at least, so that's good. But now that I'm looking at it, I think I might want to add a good gallon or two of water. So I'm going to put you guys on hold and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I've got a little more water in there. Obviously you can see it's like right up to the edge here now, so hopefully that helps eliminate some of the bubbles. My concern was that the little open cavity here, that intake was maybe a little bit too close to the surface, and it was sucking some air, potentially creating some bubbles here. Yep, there we go, almost no bubbles now. Now, I feel like it's probably running fine as far as speed goes. And I did dump more water into the cons bucket as well, just to make sure that all of my gravels in here are clean. And obviously with any sluice, you don't want to feed it too fast. I am definitely notorious for doing that, but I'm going to try not to with this, just for giving it its best review possible. Frankly, if it catches anything, it's doing as good or better than I was with just panning, so there's that. Alrighty guys, I've gotten down right to the very end of it. You can see here, that's like literally, there's my spoon. That's how much I got. I think maybe 1.5 to 2 spoons worth. I mean, let's just say 1 full spoon, because that's about a half right there. Alright, I still haven't seen the little specimen piece that I know I had, so it's got to be around here in my stuff somewhere, but we'll see. I mean, it's around here somewhere. I know I didn't lose it because I've only pretty much dealt with this stuff so far. I think this final bit here now, I'm just gonna have to wash out into the sluice. Alright, let's see. Right like that. I am going to let this just run for a minute or so. I can see a little bit of the, like, the, I don't know what you call them, toroidal things. I always forget what they're called, but all of the little, you know, washout zones, all that stuff, I can still see some stuff built up in there, so I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes to run. Let it do its thing, and hopefully clear out some of that excess so that I'm not having to play with it. I'm all about having less to have to clean. Alright. Rinse this bugger out. No, no gold. Okay, that's good. Thought I saw a little piece of gold, but it was a little piece of pyrite. Alrighty, there we go. That's going to be in the cleanup pan right there. So, ooh. Alrighty. Alrighty, guys. I'm shutting her down. Yeah. That looks pretty good and clean to me, man. I mean, there's definitely some little rocky bits in there and stuff like that. I'm not seeing any gold. Well, that's fine. Sorry if there's a sound change. I just turned on my mic. I didn't realize that the thing had went off yet. It's the only problem with wearing those little buggers and then, you know, not remembering that it's there when you turn the camera back on and hit record. Alright. Okay, so seeing how these catch points are on the outside edge here, I think I'm actually going to, just for safety's sake, put this in here like this, and then I'll just feed this down in this way. Alright, and there is a little bit of stuff built up in there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's some stuff that got under the mat, nothing crazy. So I'm just going to rinse all that out. Okay. Let's see. Alrighty, you guys. That's all cleaned out and I'm happy with that. Now, let's see. I'm just going to, I guess, just flip this little bugger over. It's certainly tiny, so let's see. I'm just going to do a real light flip. Well, I was wondering if with the light flip I'd be able to see any little shiny bits of gold in there, but I don't. I think there's just a little bit too much clay in there with it. But yeah, ultimately this thing, I mean, it took this little sluice wound up taking up about, I would say a full large pan this size, you know, full to about there. They wound up taking that much worth out and knocking it down to being just a small, you know, small amount of stuff. So let's see. I'll actually go ahead and even do one of these for you so we can actually see what all's there. Now don't forget, I did not classify this at all. It's just all the straight what I had from the river, 1/8 classified at the river, and that's that. So let's see. Nice. Well, it's about that, man. That's only about 1 tablespoon, I'd say. Maybe not even a full tablespoon's worth. That's pretty great. Alright. I'll be back here in a short bit. I'm going to go get some dinner, and then we'll do the pan out and pull back of this. Alrighty, guys. I'm back. Dinner has been had. Time to finish up this last little bit here. Alright. You know, I gotta say, doing these camera angles like this is kind of a tricky situation. Figure out how to do it right. Alright. Yeah. Okay. You know, until I started YouTubing, I can honestly say I've never straddled a camera tripod, but ever since being in this, it's kind of one of those things you gotta learn to do, I guess. Or at least it's the best way that I've learned to find the right angle to do this kind of stuff. As you can see, these are my little book lights here, and I think that they help light it up pretty good. Yeah. All right. Well, there's some nice pieces of quartz and such in there. It's a pretty little piece right there. I was finding all this super chunky black stuff in here. I don't know what it is. It doesn't appear to be like iron, but I mean, it doesn't look to be charcoal either or anything like that. If it was me and my gem mindset, I would be saying it looks like schorl or squirrel or whatever it's called, black tourmaline. But it's just what it looks like to me. I don't know. All right. You know what? I'm going to be smart about this, or at least a little smarter. I'm going to dump all this nasty water out, and I got a nice little thing right over here, another 5-gallon bucket with some extra water from me filling this thing. So I'm gonna do that. Put just a little bit of water in here. About, that should be more than good. And hey, I already see a speck of gold. Woohoo! Cool. Let's see. Alright. So obviously that's fresh water and it isn't jet dried up, so there's a couple little drips of that. I need to get a hold of what is it, Modern Michigan Prospector, I think, and get some of his creek drop stuff. That stuff looks pretty dang interesting, and I definitely want to give it a try. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I am a pesticide certified tree care person, so I want to try it out, see what I can figure out about the stuff, because I'm very much so an advocate of not, using chemicals or products that are harmful to the environment, being part of my job, and using only organics, even on clients' trees and things like that. So, yeah. Boy, I don't know what to think about these little buggers here. I'm pretty sure it's just pyrites, but it has got the weirdest little shine to them. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. But yeah. I'm in here looking for gold. Oh yeah. A little FYI for y'all, especially anybody that's working in Michigan, doing prospecting in Michigan. I wound up finding out recently, like literally in the last week, that Lake Michigan has huge amounts or like high amounts of iridium, which are silver metal, similar to this little bugger right here. I don't know if that is what it is or not, but I'm starting to keep this stuff because I'm like, hey, if that is, iridium right now is legit almost the same price per ounce as gold. So I'm like, why not? why not give it a whirl and trying to find it, trying to, keep some of it. And I'm going to wind up figuring out what I can do to get the stuff tested so that I know if what I'm looking at is that or not, But I figure it's at least worth, gathering some of this extra silver stuff, because, hey, it could be silver, it could be all kinds of other things. It could be tiny bits of platinum. Unlikely, I know, but could be. So I'll keep some of that other stuff, the silver stuff, in a different, jar as I will the gold or copper or anything like that I'm finding. So then I can get it tested and try and see what I got, If I wind up finding something else to be able to prospect for, then...
Well, you guys, there we have it. That's the final cleanup from the river trip, minus the nugget. Or, I'm sorry, not nugget, the specimen. I'm still trying to look for that. I don't know if I'm going to put this video up before I find it, or if I'm going to put it up after I find it. So, I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I'll wind up putting up some pictures of the nugget at least, because I still have the pictures of it from it being in the pan. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, And I'll be having more content out here pretty soon, so stay tuned, and y'all have a good rest of your year, and Happy New Year.